They had to leave it off there. They just had to leave episode 53 of Reincarnated Slime right there. Finally, when it seems like the meetings are finally over and we can move forward with the plot, it ends it there. Yes, I didn't cover episode 52 because I feel like it's just another group that is confirming the same thing we all know already. And I think that's where I'm getting my frustration with this season so far, is not that I don't like the interactions. I think they're entertaining. I do like these characters. I love seeing what they think about the situation, but there's nothing to chew into because, again, we're just getting everybody updated on what has happened. Stuff that we have seen, we're seeing it updated here. And yes, I was getting a little excited with the end of 52 because, yes, we're going into Hinata, talking with the other knights about what happened. And I wanted to see their perspective. These are new characters to me. I've never seen them before. I'm excited to see what these characters think about the situation. But even still, with 53, we're still getting into her telling them and her confirming, again, what we already know. That's the difficulty that I think the series kind of faces, that it's not so much that it's not entertaining, it's just more of an aspect that it's repeating the same thing over and over again. Yes, we know what's going on with Falmouth. We're repeating what's going on with Falmouth. And it sort of added a little bit extra to this point with what they see what's going on with Falmouth. So it is sort of adding something new. But anyways, with all that said, my frustrations aside, it does seem like things are moving now. We got some intrigue kind of being thrown into the very end of this episode that I really want to dig into. So let's just jump right into it. Again, opening up the episode with the meeting between all these members. And yes, them showing a lot of signs that there's a little bit of distrust with Hinata. It seems like she is sort of a newcomer. She's late. There's obviously going to be some people that think they can handle her job better. Obviously, her kind of flexing a little bit, like, sure, you could take my spot, but I have to test you first. Backing off really quickly with that whole situation. But yes, like throughout the entire meeting, there was a lot of emphasis being given that some people don't really trust that she has the strength to lead them. Now, it was interesting that it felt like one side of the table was the one that they kept pointing that out with, while the other side seemed to be a lot more in line with her. I think in the end, even when she said that she was going to go to Rimuru, it did seem like everybody was bothered by that. So there is a sign that everybody does sort of trust her and not want her to go out there and get herself killed. But it did see like it did show that some of them did not have much respect for her, which is kind of interesting to have that sort of contrast there, that even though somebody like Sare is like, I want to take your position, but at the same time, he's, a little bit unsettled by the idea of her going there, is a little bit of an interesting thing that they've kind of added into the chemistry with these characters. So I'm interested to see going forward how they sort of interact, and again, what is their trust with each other? Because I think that's an important thing. I think it might be a sign in whoever's going with her, which I'm already kind of questioning if anybody actually went with her. I kind of feel like she would have gone on her own. I think she's implied the idea of going on her own before, but that may have changed with this declaration of a fight between Rimuru and her. But I'm kind of wondering if she's actually gone alone. It's just that somebody is making it look like she's bringing a group of people. Like there's somebody messing with the vision of, I forget who it was, Sokka. Somebody was messing with the vision of Sokka to make her believe that there is more people there than in Hinata, just to give Rimuru an impression that there is a battle coming. But because there's obviously somebody that is pulling some strings and creating a replacement Reham, so that's obviously somebody is able to create illusions or at least replicas. And I'm curious if she's actually there alone or if that's an image. But anyhow, yeah, we get into the report from Ritas. Ritas kind of tells them about, again, everything that we already know. He's building this nation. Everybody's happy. Merchants are coming. They're doing trade. Everything's hunky-dory. But additionally, not able to confirm the fact that Veldora is even there. Because I think that's still a remaining question for a lot of people. Again, even though literally Luminous has told Hinata Veldora is there, that they don't want to believe it. I do like the fact that she does technically correct them that no, the Oracle says that Veldora is back, which is literally what I'm getting as basically whatever an Oracle is whatever Luminous has said. So it's sort of the words of God, and it seems like Hinata is working as the person that is supposed to deliver that, which is a common thing in religion. The idea that not all these individuals at this table has even met Luminous, because yes, technically Hinata is the one that went after the leadership, and then after defeating them, met Luminous. The rest of them don't know that Luminous is a vampire or whatever. So whatever she said is directly from Luminous. She is speaking the words of their god, basically, and that is what these oracles are. So as she's kind of speaking, no, look, the oracle says Veldora's back. Is literally her saying, Luminous has said Veldora's back. Don't question it. Which is odd because towards the later part, they question it. So there is sort of it is still allowing the characters to sort of have their own mindset here. And I don't know if that might be a trust with Hinata. They never spoke that, so I don't think that's the case. They're still questioning what she's saying. The Oracle says, do not mess with him. Don't touch Rimuru. That's what Luminous has said. Don't mess with him. He's fine. He's going to be fine on his own. As long as we don't mess with him, he doesn't mess with us. So there's a desire for peace there between the two. And when she says, hey, don't mess with them, everybody starts getting up in arms. Which, again, I don't think attributes to their distrust of Hinata speaking the words of Luminous, but more so the idea that they have their own minds in the end. And they can question that decision, even though, again, she's literally speaking what their god told them to do. So it is kind of an interesting thing there that, even still, curious that Hinata didn't immediately say, shut up. Oracle says this. Like, literally, Luminous said this. Don't even question it. She said, don't mess with them. So don't even there's no need for us to even debate this. Don't mess with them. But even still, in the end, it does look like everybody sort of comes to the same agreement here. Yeah, I mean, this is Veldora, a new demon lord. Yes, it seems like Sare does indicate that despite the fact that most know that you can't defeat a demon lord, he seems to imply that that's not even true. We can still technically take them down. But I think the problem that still remains that they kind of point out is that you still can't deal with the fact that Veldora is there. Like, despite the fact that we think that we could take down a demon lord, there's also Veldora. That's the other big issue that we're facing here. But yes, that's when we get into talking about Falmouth again. And like I've said before, I am so sick of hearing about Falmouth. That was like, again, last episode. But at least they're adding something new here that, yes, they're confirming at this point. And this is probably because, they're so close to Falmouth. I mean, Falmouth is part of them. That, yes, they know that Falmouth, despite the fact of losing their king, that Edward has taken over. It looks like Edward is building up forces. And this is where we're going to start getting into, there's somebody pulling some strings in the background. With this and what's coming up here in a minute that I want to talk about, it seems like everything is pointing signs that, yeah, Edward seems to know something that we don't. Because I think that's the big question mark there is that, okay, after Falmouth got their butts handed to them, again, 20,000 soldiers deleted like that. Obviously, Rimuru is extremely powerful. Why would they even think about stepping up again? Why would they even consider about doing something again? Now, it doesn't imply that Falmouth is after Rimuru. It could be that they're just building up their forces to get stronger there. But based on the fact that even Hinata is thinking about this, yeah, it does seem like they're probably not planning on, paying reparations, which is obviously going to make Rimuru mad, or at least Diablo, in my opinion, is going to make Diablo mad. I think it'll make Rimuru mad as well, but I think that it is one of those aspects. I think Rimuru would want to take down the leadership because he is allowing them to live, but at the same time, this is all Diablo's plan to essentially have them not pay it and then them take them down. Or at least allow them to destroy themselves. So again, it kind of acknowledges the idea that it seems like Edward knows something that we don't. That there's somebody backing him to push him forward. That he knows about something going down that could be to his benefit and allow him to sort of be able to stand up on his own 2 feet again and throw sand in Rimuru's eyes. Which, yes, it seems like they're confirming is a leadership of council of the top brass of the Free Union and merchants to the east. Which again is once again implying the idea that it seems like the East is getting involved, which, yeah, same thing with Hinata. She was essentially confronted by this merchant. That merchant told her that thing. So this is all kind of clicking in Hinata's head, which I do find is... I love that this episode shows me that Hinata is not an idiot. I do always appreciate whenever a character can figure things out. And she is seeing very clearly that somebody is pulling strings. But yeah, that's when we get into all the stuff about Veldora. Despite the fact that he's back, there's no effects in the town that shows that he came back, which does, again, confirm the idea that, yeah, it seems like somebody has sort of controlled his power, which implies Rimuru has controlled his power. Which, again, I'm very curious as to why Hinata responds to this way. Again, she starts digging into it. Okay, if there's no signs that he has damaged anything, that obviously implies that he is being controlled. That because Luminous could not handle him, because Luminous wanted to protect the humans because they are precious resources for her, she wants to be able to consume them. Yeah, she doesn't want them all dead, and she couldn't stop Veldora. So that immediately makes her mind go to people like, Milim and Guy. But it's odd that she takes that as, oh, well, that's a sign that, yes, indeed, Rimuru had to become a demon lord and able to do what she would believe somebody like Guy or Milim would be able to do. And it's like, but you already had Luminous tell you that he was literally at that council meeting for the Demon Lords. Like, he was literally assigned a seat in that place. Why would that even be a question mark in your head? There is sort of a few points throughout this episode that makes me feel like Hinata is questioning Luminous. But again, that is more in the idea that I don't believe these people are like single-minded people that follow whatever Luminous says. They do follow what Luminous says, but they still think for themselves. They can still question things, which is technically a sign of them being human, essentially. But yes, she gives the oracle from Luminous, says don't even touch Rimuru, don't even bother, don't even try to take any action against him. But additionally, like I said earlier, this is the point in which Hinata is establishing, okay, yes, the problem is that I've taken action against Rimuru. I have shown that hostility. And in order for us to keep peace and not have any problems, I'm going to personally go there myself and confront him to talk it through. Again, basically, I don't, and I like that she kind of confirms that as well. Every sign points to this Rimuru guy being a good guy. And again, she once again questions that I should have actually listened to him. I didn't give him a chance, and I kind of feel bad about that. I kind of feel like I wronged him because I was being used by these merchants. So again, all signs point to that she is herself going to take responsibility for it, but additionally, again, not really fearing that there's going to be a problem. And again, I think right here she's already seeing, she already knows that the merchant was manipulating her. But additionally, what's coming up in a second does also point that somebody else is trying to manipulate her. Everything is pointing to Rimuru not being a bad guy, but it seems like everybody wants something to take action against him. But yeah, that's when we get the juicy bits, which is, yes, Reheim finally showing up. Reheim is finally showing up. I do like the fact that they kept the reveal until the later part of the episode that, yes, something happened to Reheim. I know that Diablo was constantly talking about the idea that he lost contact with Reheim, but he kept saying that he shows signs that he hasn't been killed yet, which is an interesting thing because it kind of makes me wonder at what point that happened, because obviously it seems like whenever we're jumping around to each of these meetings, people are discovering things at different times. So it could essentially be that this whole meeting that happened was like right at the same time that, you know, Diablo went to Rimuru, and showing that, yes, they killed him Reheim right when they got there and replaced him, and thus Diablo didn't know until it was too late. Of course, it's not like him knowing any sooner was going to make it to where he can run over there and say, hey, by the way, Reheim is dead. But at least maybe Diablo would be able to go to the location that he was at, which is kind of a curious question mark there. Why wouldn't Diablo have taken action the moment that he found out that Reheim was dead? Because you assume that he died before he got to the meeting. He could have gone there, possibly. Again, I'm not sure where Diablo can just teleport to. He just teleports all of the time, so I'm not sure if it's just in the domain of Rimuru or what. But yes, the fake Reheim goes in there, and then we have the appearance of 3 members of the 7 luminaries. Now, I'm not entirely sure exactly who the 7 luminaries are to Luminous. It seems to imply, yes, that this group is the ones that train the heroes. And yes, it was the one that Hinata had to go to in order to do the trial to be able to face Luminous. So does it imply the idea that Luminous is in control, of the luminaries? Which this is where we get into sort of where I am kind of struggling a little bit with seeing how this all plays out. Because it seems to imply that a lot of people, again, question Luminous. But it seems like everybody's under Luminous. And what we've kind of established here is that, yes, when Reheim, tells him what happened with the whole fight with Rimuru and his people and everybody getting wiped out, everybody's super shocked. Again, everybody being told what we've known for quite a while now. But yes, additionally, one of the members says, hey, Reheim, you got a little gem, like a little orb in there or something like that. You got a little extra message. And yes, I like the fact that Hinata quickly picks up on that. How do they know that? But yes, he brings up the orb, and it's just literally a message saying, you and me, one-on-one. Which, yeah, when that first popped up, I'm like, that can't be Rimuru. I mean, unless he just wants to talk, and that was a way of unless Rimuru made that message for the sole purpose of saying, hey, I want to meet Hinata, because the message was supposedly just for her, unless he was just looking to get her to the side to talk to her, which I don't see being the case. It didn't work out the first time they tried to talk. I don't see it working out the second time he tried to talk. So why would he go to her specifically? So yeah, red flags immediately popped up in my head. And again, I like the fact that Hinata picks up on it too. Something's off. Is he wanting to take me down for revenge after he got Clayman? But why would they know about the orb? Something's off. It seems like she's picking up, okay, people have been messing with me long enough. It's kind of like that mentality of fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Hinata is realizing that I've been fooled before, and now it's happening again. These people know way too much more than what they should know. Why is he calling me out specifically? This seems like all signs point to this being a cool guy that I did wrong. What's going on here? So again, it seems like she's going along with it, but at the same time, she is questioning it. There's something's off here. But yeah, that's when they say, yes, you could take him down. Oh, no, yeah, by the way, there's a dragon. So here, have a sword. Everything's pointing to these guys want her to fight. And yeah, my mind immediately went to, I think they're trying to get her killed. They either want her to see if she'll take down Veldora, or additionally that they'll just take each other out. And yeah, that makes sense based on what little I seem to remember about her skill Usurper, because it seems like she used this ability on the luminaries, and it basically allowed her to copy their abilities, and now they're just old men that just butt in every now and then. So it seems to imply that she has taken their abilities, and then now they're just floating around being old farts that are butting in on whatever she's doing. I don't know that necessarily indicates that they have no power, but it seems to imply that she has taken their power, which would make sense why they would want her dead so they can get that power back. But they're summoning swords and stuff like that, and transferring, teleporting around, and creating a clone possibly of Reheim. So I'm not sure if she's taken away their abilities, or just basically made herself more powerful than them and putting herself above them, and they don't like that. So that's where I'm sort of leaning towards. But either way, yeah, she's not dumb. She's figuring out that, yeah, these guys want me dead. We'll see. But yeah, this is where I'm getting into my question mark of what exactly she's doing. Because yes, she leaves, goes on her own. She did indicate before she left that it could be that we're not going to get in a fight. Nothing's set in stone that we're going to fight. So at least she's walking away from that building with the indication, I want to talk to him, but we might get in a fight. But there is a chance that we can not fight. So she's not leaving with the sole purpose, I'm going to fight him. She's got that on the table. And yes, she travels on. Remediu realizes it. Diablos pops up, says, yeah, it looks like people are moving. Reheim's dead. Nations surrounding Falmouth are spreading rumors the death is caused by the demon scheme, which is technically true. Well, no, not really true, but yes, technically kind of true, I guess I would say is kind of true. Diablos is manipulating them, and he got killed in the process by somebody else. Kind of true. And yes, that all the temple knights of all the nations have mobilized, and they're going to join Edward in a few days, and yes, all the crap's hit the fan. Which again, this kind of gets me into the mindset of somebody like Yuki's possibly pulling strings in the background. The people of the East is pulling something in the background. They want some conflict to happen. But yes, my massive question mark that I had in the end of this episode is, and again, for those that are source material readers, I don't need to know. I'm just like to speculate on this stuff. What does Hinata want to do? Now, Hinata has already indicated before, even when standing in the presence of Luminous, that she wants to take down Veldora for Luminous's sake. Veldora has been a thorn in Luminous's side for a long time. If she can get rid of Veldora for Luminous's sake, that would be the greatest thing that she could do for Luminous. But Luminous has told her over and over again, don't touch Veldora. Don't even try. Stop. Just sit. Sit, girl. But she has now been given a demon buster, a dragon buster. This weapon that is supposed to help her defeat Veldora. Now again, because she says it's not set in stone that we will fight, it sort of indicates that she is going there on good intentions. I believe right now, Hinata is playing along with these guys and taking the sword with her because she doesn't want to tip off the idea that she knows exactly what they're doing. She's playing along with their trickery. But her intention is that once she gets there, she's just going to talk to Remediu. Say, hey man, somebody's working behind the scenes. Even these guys gave me the sword to take down Veldora, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to listen to Luminous. Luminous has told me not to touch you. She says that you have good intentions. But again, also she's acknowledging now, finally, that other thing was a lie and that this guy is, in fact, from another world. He was turned into a slime and he just wants peace with the humans. Him being reincarnated from a human is signs that he wants to be amongst the humans. He wants to be peaceful with humans. So I think she's going to come there with that intention. It's just maybe, yeah, there's a possibility she's bringing the sword in case she's wrong. So I'll be curious to see what kind of plays out there. My fear is that they know that she's onto them and she's given the sword to him and that it's going to cause a problem when she gets there. The sword activates and it hurts Veldora and it causes him to go berserk and then crap's going to hit the fan. But we'll have to wait and see. My massive question mark is, and again, this goes to my previous statement about how everybody keeps questioning the Oracle. My question right now is really, and again, it goes to what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, is who the hell is the 7 luminaries? And why do they seem to have the ability to do what they do? Because again, all signs in that room point to me that the 7 luminaries are working against Luminous. So why are they not struck down on the spot? Like, my mindset, if I was Hinata in that moment, unless, again, she knows something I don't, my mindset is like, I would want to strike them down that moment. You are questioning what the Oracle says. You are telling me to go fight the dragon. You are literally telling me to sin against our God. So why wouldn't she be? I would figure that she'd be able to strike them down at that moment and say, you are blaspheming against the command of our God. So why are they allowed to live? Why are they given that permission? Is it because they are a third party outside of Luminous? Or are they seeing themselves as above Luminous? It does say, yes, that they do train the heroes, and that is a esteemed thing. Everybody stands in their presence. Once they realize who they are, oh my gosh, everybody stands like they're trying to be respectful. So it shows that all these individuals respect the luminaries, but why would they be allowed to, again, question Luminous herself? That's the big question mark. Why is nobody questioning them questioning their God? And again, literally, they're handing the weapon that will kill what she has told them. Oracle said, don't touch Veldora. That's the oddity. That's the big kind of, again, it's not a plot hole, but it's kind of like one of those, this doesn't make any sense to me. So again, I'm hoping something explains that eventually, but that's what I'm kind of struggling with. I do like the fact that she picks up on the idea of, oh yeah, I think the ability that he used is technically physical, not magical, essentially, where it's like actually amplifying the light to just like create these lasers. So it's like, that's not actually magic. So again, it's technically a sign to her that, oh yeah, this guy is from another world. He's using science from another world, not this world. Very excited for the next episode. Hopefully the entire episode is not just, again, meetings as Hinata is traveling there, but we'll see. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure that like button down below, comment, let me know what's thought of the episode. Additionally, note, I don't need spoilers. I don't need answers to my speculations. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button to get my content. I do news reviews, first impressions, top list if it's anime, it's premature. Additionally, if you like this content and you want to support the channel more, I have a Patreon link, tips, links, who links, membership button down below. Greatly appreciate everybody does, and y'all take care.